Loveys! Happy Friday night. It is October 4th, 2024, and we are together, and I love you. Thank you for answering my FaceTime, and we're going to get ready to have a night we all remember. Oh, sorry. Find the comments, Kim. We haven't done a live together in how long? It's John Como. He came to visit. Please never stop making plushies from the mall. Okay, thank you for this tiny Five Below for the win. Okay, so let's get into some housekeeping. My best friends from out of town, because I, first and foremost, have mastered this one screen technology, and we're going to kick bottoms and take names tonight. All right, so let's get our lip gloss. You have your Diet Cokes or an adult beverage of your choice, some popcorn, and we're going to dive in to Larry Tipton, who has he's on another planet, and I love it. He is circling, okay, the rings of Saturn, just skating around town. I'm obsessed, all right? And the stuff that he says about specific Norfolk County, Mass State Police, and that whole, the troop of troopers is chef's kiss. Get him, Larry. That's what I say. P.S. Larry, you might have screwed the pooch on number 15, but we'll get there, okay? And legend has it that allegedly Trooper Proctor will be up for his specific reallocation of the hearing for his suspension without pay. It's coming in hot, babes, and I can't wait. Because it happened July 8th, so he's going to be due for it around October 8th. They've got to shit or get off the pot, right? All right, let's do this. I know. I'm sorry. I know. I thought I was going to have to download TikTok. I know. Sorry, Kelly Garcia. Don't download TikTok if you don't like it, because listen, I love the TikTok. TikTok is my home. I feel like a small tiny princess when I go onto TikTok. But I got to tell you, the rules are very China-esque, okay? They keep saying that I got kicked out of the creator program, okay? And they told me that I had unoriginal content, but loveys, you know me. I don't have unoriginal content. It's me. I'm talking. It's me. I talk. And I'm like, who do you think I am? Can I call somebody? No, can't call anybody. Can't call a soul. So, it is what it is. But I did want to tell you guys, when you get to a certain age, all right, just before we get into this, because this has been weighing heavy on me. When you get to a certain age in life, you can no longer travel on a plane, a train, possibly an automobile, without having compression hosiery. This is not an ad. This is not anything. This is Nurse Kim, just giving you a little something, because I got to show you guys what has happened. Okay. Oh, let's try a different leg. Look at this. All right. I've been home. Why are my legs still swollen? Oh, Lord. Compression hosiery. And I did not. Sorry if there's a boy. Oh, sorry, flip ahead. Got a little compression hosiery. That's not sassy. But we just needed to really talk about it, because I blew up. I had cankles to a point where I got a little bit concerned. I said, oh, is she having some kind of cardiac event here? Nope. No, she isn't. All it was is excessive fluid and 38,000 feet. All right. So here we go. Nope. And we're not. No, I would never. Oh, look at Joe flip ahead. Look at that's a scary thought. Joe, people would say, pay me to put it on. Okay. They'd say, put it back on. All right. So yeah. Oh, yes, Kelly. Yes, babe. We've got listen, if the legs are dependent, I have got you. Then I'm going to prop them on pillows like Princess and the Pea. And I'm going to have an ankle again tomorrow. Like, if the gods so allow. All right. So yes. And I'm drinking all the water. Drink all the water. You know what happened? I had one Dr. McGillicuddy. Maybe one that just sent me over the edge, right? You know what I'm saying? Okay. Hi, loveys. Look at Beach Nance. Hi, Beach Nance. Nice to see you, lovey. Thank you for joining me on a Friday Night Lights. And there's so much other content, guys. I'm wicked sorry. I never know what's happening in the universe, in our universe, So I didn't realize that Turtle Boy was going to air the bingo. So I'm sorry if you want to go there. I totally get it. And this will be here for you whenever it's over. Oh, and I got my pearls. We're going to clutch our pearls tonight, babes. This was from Mimi. She met me over at, I had a silly little live event last Saturday in Wilmington. Stop it. And 35 of my best friends from out of town showed up, and Mimi got me some Rise coffee, mushroom coffee, because she's like, you're all over the place, Lady Jane. And she got me some pearls for us to clutch together, because I always say the proverbial pearls. Okay. Oh, LML Bonnie. Okay, look at a decorated officer's queen. I'm here from UK. Good. Oh, and it's 2 a.m. I usually catch up, but you came live. Whoop, whoop. Thank you so much for coming here. Okay. Oh, it is? Oh, see, that's hard. See, technical issues. I know all about them. I usually black out. No one can find me. I can't find myself. 38 years. Okay. So here we go. Oh, Sue Marie, thanks for joining me. Sue Marie. And Kelly. Look at, that's my Kelly. Kelly with an IE. She's my friend, IRL. And this is what's happened. Brittany is also my friend in IRL, and she is on the TikTok with me, and we're all blacked out. Okay. We all have blacked out a time or two, sometimes compression hosiery, sometimes not available. Okay. Oh, thank you, Kate. Kate says she loves my FaceTime. Kate, I love you. I love your face. Okay. All right. So here we go. We are getting into the thick of it, guys. Prepare yourselves emotionally, because what happened was I wasn't really aware. I mean, I know about the Brian Walsh case, right? But here's the deal. I did not know what was going on other than that he wanted the damn cell phone, right? We knew that he had filed the motion saying, show me the Proctor cell. All right. And we were all like, okay, let's get that cell, because you know that there's other jazz in there. It's not just mean Karen tweets, or not tweets, messages. And the meanness wasn't what we were worked up about, guys, right? Like, okay, yeah, we don't like you being mean. We don't like you being unprofessional. We don't love it. But here's what we do. This is what we do know, is we say to ourselves, what in the actual F were you doing other than that, right? And, there is just a lot that could be speculated on. We're going to keep it to this filing, though. And Larry Tipton, the defense attorney for Brian Walsh with an E, he was not holding back. He talked all the shit, and we loved it. Okay, let's get into it. All right, so he files this. Oh, P.S. We just found out about this. What the hell is today? Today is the 4th. Oh gosh, let's rub a chicken for good luck. Tell me what day is it. Rub it like it's a tiny 8-ball, magic 8-ball. Will we have good luck? Yes. Okay. It says that he filed this on the 24th of September, and we find out, guys, that we don't find out about it until the 2nd, right? We got it on Tuesday or Wednesday. The 1st or the 2nd of October is when we found out. So it says motion for discovery of documents. Sorry, guys, I have to look this way. Motion for the discovery of documents related to the district attorney and law enforcement. You're talking about Michael Morrissey. Clutch him, babes. If you got him, clutch him. Oh my gosh, we should have a pearl party and wear our pearls one night. Okay, sorry, I digress. So it says, inquire the following. Okay, now comes the counsel for the defendant, Brian Walsh, and respectfully request the Commonwealth's inquiry and disclosure of the following information if such information contains what is considered confidential or protected information, that it will be produced pursuant to a protective order. Oh, so many P's. But we get it, right? Like there are certain things that they can't share to us and that they can't share to Brian Walsh's attorney if it's related to other cases. We get it. Yeah, all right, we hear ya. So then he says, if after proper inquiry, to acknowledge such inquiry for the category listed below where it was determined that no such information existed. So here is what they were saying there, is that DA Morrissey was trying to throw the kibosh on them. Oh, you were preemptively throwing that kibosh on. And I'm going to tell you this, guys, the reason that they didn't want anybody to see anything, they were like, impound it all right? Impound it all. We do not accept. It is because they don't want all the shits coming out, okay? They don't want to see that potentially, maybe, just maybe, Trooper Proctor has been known to look for a nude that isn't Karen Reed's. Just saying. And Anna Walsh was at least a 9.5 out of 10 in my book. All right. So then we go down and it says a complete list of all the data referred to in the Commonwealth's notice, which we already knew. That was back on September 6th. As described as an extraction of Trooper Proctor's work cell phone and Trooper Proctor's work cloud account, and a complete copy of the estimated 3,074 pages of materials and documents provided by the Department of Justice, Josh Levy, to the Norfolk District Attorney's Office regarding its investigation into the death of Officer John O'Keefe. All the cases are connected in this filing, guys. We are going to make a web, like a spider web, that is so wild. Like we're talking Sandra Birchmore. We're talking Officer John O'Keefe, Karen Reed. We are talking Anna Walsh, Brian Walsh, alleged to have unalived her. And we are also talking about, hit me with another one. I know there is. There's another case too. We'll get there. So then it says all the correspondence between the DOJ and the Norfolk District Attorney's Office regarding the investigation into Officer John O'Keefe's death, and a complete copy of any documents and correspondence received from the United States Attorney or any other federal agency concerning the Norfolk County District Attorney's Office investigation into the death of Sandra Birchmore. Keep it coming. And any and all notes, reports, and memoranda or other documents related to the investigation and of Stupa Proctor, of State Trooper Michael Proctor, and his conduct in investigating the death of Officer John O'Keefe and the whereabouts of Anna Walsh, including but not limited to the following. Okay, notes, records, memorandas, all of it, of Proctor's, and then any and all policies and protocols. Now, this is big, guys. All right, so that, like, we're in the weeds right now. We're just going through the technicals. But when they want to know about job performance, policy and procedure, and protocols and directives of memorandum of notice of understanding, that is his job, and what is like basically what is not like common knowledge, but like your job performance and how it goes. Now, we know that Trooper Proctor has been on suspension since July, but allegedly from, if you remember back, let's have elephant brains together and remember everything. We know that the representative from the union, the Mass State Trooper Union, right? The police, he goes, well, no, the police union, not the Mass State Trooper Union. He goes, he's never had a complaint before this. Oh, well, I don't know if I should believe him or not, but that was quite a ballsy thing to say, good sir. You're telling me that in the last 12 years that Michael Proctor has been a state trooper, that he never had a one complaint before he had the performance that he had on Karen Reed's case and the investigation of Officer John O'Keefe's death? I don't believe it. I don't believe you. I call bullshit. All right. So now let us tuck and roll. All the notes. Now we want to get into like talking the shit. Any cellular telephones and records in possession of the Commonwealth or its agents, of any state police and member of Cohasset police. Now, Cohasset, guys, if you are not local, if you're not a masshole, let me tell you. And I think I know I have friends. I know I have friends from the UK. Look it, here she is right here. UK Carrie. Oh, no, just you, Carrie. Love from the UK. Hey, babe. So, all right. And then we are back here. And Cohasset is a town. It is a town. It's an uppity town. When I tell you, these are the yuppies. These are the people with like big monies. Okay. Canton is like middle class, upper middle class now. But back in the olden days, if it was 1982, you could have bought 34 Fairview for $126,000. Okay. And granted, it's not 1990s. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever. But it's like newly big money, but so is everything at home. Everything is overpriced. And you guys know this because it's like we're all on the real estate like struggle bus. Unless we bought in like 2020 at a 2% rate and you're going to keep it until the end of time. I hear you. Okay. But generally speaking, Cohasset has always been like $1 million homes. And Anna Walsh, if you do not know, she had multiple properties, guys. Although Brian Walsh, like literally has mental health diagnoses that like I won't go into tonight, but he is wild. This man was like selling like artwork, pretending that it was actual original artwork. It wasn't. You were selling a dupe. You sold Temu freaking fine art. Illegal. So he gets a little leg bracelet, right? He gets a little hanky danky little leg bracelet. And his wife bails him out. Why? Because Anna's like, I love him. She has a beautiful portfolio. She is literally the American dream. She had come over and she had worked. She was she worked in hospitality and she was cleaning a hotel he stayed at because his father had all the money and he had all the dough. And he just like kind of didn't work for anything in his life. And then he ended up being very shady, horrific business practices. And, and I think Anna stood by it as long as she possibly could because she loved him and their children. Okay. But he was a walking asshole, in my opinion. So all social media records and in the possession of the Commonwealth or its agents and the state police and any member of the Cohasset State Police involved in the investigation of this matter. Finally, the defendant requests, if it is determined that no information in any of the above 97, just kidding, 17 categories, was deleted, destroyed, or lost, the Commonwealth informed counsel of the conclusion, including the time, place, and manner and means of the circumstances of any deletions, destruction, or loss of the information. So they are saying, basically, this is a pull up, bitch. Bang, bang. Right from him, right from Mr. Larry Tipton, just showing him what they got, right? And he's just saying, I want to see it all. I want production. I want discovery. And I want to fight this in all angles. He's going to do it. Maddie Wags. Oh, we ain't got no quit, huh, lovey? Love you, Maddie Wags. And okay, so therefore, as grounds, therefore, the defendant asserts that the request, next page, for the, JK, little too fast. She got crazy with the scroll. Okay, for inquiry and disclosure as requested is necessary for the adequate preparation of the trial of this matter for the reasons set forth in the attached memorandum of law and fact. In summary here, these requests are based on the revelations of bias and a lack of proper supervision. Oh God, guys, get excited. Clutch them. Get excited. It's all happening. The bias and lack of proper supervision of the state police assigned to the Norfolk District Attorney's Office, the biased statements of Trooper Michael Proctor, the DOJ investigation into the handling of the death investigation of Officer John O'Keefe, the production of 3,072 pages of documents produced to certain parties regarding the death investigation, the fact that portions of correspondence between the DOJ and the Norfolk County DA's office have been released, and that the Commonwealth has received digital data regarding Trooper Michael Proctor and the troubling emerging facts and circumstances regarding the Norfolk County DA's office investigation into the death of Sandra Birchmore. Well, mic drop, baby. So now he's going to put good old Larry Tipton, okay? Tipton law. I think we could make something a little tip for Mr. Tipton, because that I can make some funny things for him. All right. So now here it is, the affidavit in support of a defendant's motion for production. So I, along with attorney Kelly Porges, represent Mr. Brian Walsh in this matter of charging him with murder. Mr. Walsh's motion does not allege the Norfolk County District's office of any wrongdoing. The motion addresses what has been revealed in serious questions about the conduct, decisions, and bias in its investigations, and the bias and inadequate supervision of the state police assigned. The request for the information set forth is based in at least part of factual record, now firmly established, that the relationship between the state police and the district attorney, Norfolk's office, DA, is flawed and problematic and results in lack of integrity, bias, and investigative decisions, conclusions, and opinions. I'm not ready. I can't even. These are fighting words, all right? And we're ready to fight with him. Granted, we do not see, this is very difficult for us guys, right? Because we fight for justice. We fight for the good guys. And Brian Walsh, by all accounts, not one of the good guys. But anyone who is shining light on the corruption that has gone down in not only Norfolk County, but in the Commonwealth and the Mass State Police as a whole, we have to keep digging. We need to keep going. So the Larry Tiptons of the world, we tip our hat to you. And every mofo, no matter big or small, walking asshole or not, rubber ducky patrol or not, everybody deserves and is entitled to a vigorous defense as an American citizen. So, you know, we're supporting of the production of facts, and I will be heartbroken for Anna Walsh and her children if the conduct of Trooper Michael Proctor, guys, if this friggin' conduct, and you know that he's made more mistakes, like we're not, you know, throwing everything on the wall here, guys, and praying to Christ that something sticks. We know it's going to stick. We just don't know how bad it's going to be. How bad is this fallout going to be? I don't know. But I guarantee you, and then mark my words on anything that I've ever said to you, is that he didn't start taking shortcuts. He didn't start with his bias on January 29th, 2022. I think that it was a slippery slope, and it has been for a lot of officers that, okay, I'm just going to do a solid for one of my guys, and then it turns into, crap, I'm going to get in trouble now if I don't do this. Do you know what I'm saying? So, like, they were all trying to have each other's six until I think it crossed a threshold that became criminal, negligent, malfeasance, and misconduct, in my opinion. Okay, so now we keep going. Keep trucking, babes. Okay, yeah, all right, here we go. The Department of Justice initiated an investigation of the DA in its handling of the prosecution in the matter of Commonwealth v. Reed. There appears to be either a similar investigation, at the very least, concerns for the lack of sufficient investigation into the matter involving the death of Sandra Birchmore. Say it again for the people in the back, Larry. Furthermore, there's factual record evidence that Proctor was not properly supervised by his state police supervisors and was permitted to espouse bias and prejudicial comments regarding at least the defendant in the aforementioned case. And there is nothing to support a belief that other law enforcement personnel purportedly supervised by state police and reporting to the DA received adequate supervision either. Noted. And what happened to Yuri? What did Yuri get? Not even, guys, a slap on the wrist for his Class B and Class C violations of not supervising Michael Proctor appropriately, for not reprimanding egregious behavior. He gets what? A forfeiture of 5 days of PTO. That is shameful. It is not just shameful to the Mass State Police. It's shameful to all law enforcement. What a kick in the goddamn teeth that somebody could have such a negative outcome in an investigation, guys. A serious, big doings, huge national case, okay? Which all cases, all murder cases should be. But this one specifically, Officer John O'Keefe, a Boston police officer, you decided to do this shit on. How is that honoring your brother? And how is that honoring the Commonwealth and the oath that you took, you son of a frigga, to protect and serve the Commonwealth of Massachusetts? I'm sorry. Oh, she's got her compression hose on. And I got something for you, Michael Proctor. All right, let's keep going, guys. All right, so my experience as defense counsel indicates that the Proctor's supervisor, Detective Lieutenant Tully, we haven't talked all the shit about Tully, has either knowingly or mistakenly, you called it out, misrepresented the facts in the recent case of Commonwealth v. Lopes. Guys, this is the last mistrial from Judge Bev Canoni that ended in a mistrial in July of 2023. And then they had the second trial, which just wrapped up, and he was found guilty, Emmanuel Lopes, in 2024, right before Karen's case came down. He was charged for the horrific deaths of Vera and Sergeant, oh gosh. Oh no, I'm forgetting his name. I'm so sorry. Who's the sergeant, guys? I can't think of his name right now. Michael Chesna. There it is. Michael Chesna and Vera. He ended up getting over to Emmanuel. There was a car accident. He did a small fender bender, or he was speeding some shit. He gets out of the car. He ends up taking a rock, guys, and hitting off Sergeant Chesna in the head. Okay. And then he took his own service weapon and unalived him, and then unalived a woman sitting on her porch out of the front of her house. Can you imagine? So clear mental health concerns like this. Emmanuel Lopes was a very sick individual. In his second trial, I did watch, and he did appear to have some remorse at the end, but it still is not taking anything back. And Cindy Chesna, the wife of Michael Chesna, is an American goddamn hero. Not only is this woman, and his mother and father too, because his mother got up and she did a beautiful impact statement, but Cindy went through 2 different trials, guys, with poise, with class, with dignity, with kind of like a perseverance about her and a spirit that was going to fight for justice for her husband and for her children. She is just a superwoman. Not all heroes wear capes, but Mrs. Chesna should have one, because I'm telling you, her impact statement, when that just happened this year, she was devastated, and her words that she spoke about her husband, about it showed us who Sergeant Michael Chesna was. And I know that they loved each other deeply, and that he is so missed by so many in such a tragic and senseless act of violence. And I just wanted to say, Cindy Chesna, you are a hero, and that we all send all of our love and support to you and your family and your brothers from the Weymouth Police Department. They all were there in court. Just saying, guys, they were all there the first trial. They were all there the second trial. And actually, it was kind of a moment that I remember that I did clutch my proverbial pearls, because I didn't have these ones at the time. But when the verdict was read, and it was a hung jury after the first trial, guys, with the Emmanuel Lopes case, do you know that freaking Judge Beverly Cannoni told Cindy Chesna to stop crying? Told her that she was not allowed to cry in that courtroom? Oh, I almost came flying through the friggin' television. Tell you that much. I almost wanted to bop a bev, okay? I was like, bop a bev, because I was unimpressed. I was bullshit at her over that. How dare you? She's had to live this every goddamn day of her life. Her children, she's picked up these pieces every day. And you're going to tell her to control herself? Bop a bev. Okay, sorry. So then there was misrepresentations, and they were litigated by way of extensive pleadings. And in those instances, Tully had to admit his mistakes made in reports and sworn testimony to the grand jury, and at the first trial of this matter, but only after confronted with the defense pleadings demanding the truth. So, like, you didn't even come into this, guys. Oh, Lord. Hi, LTL. I didn't even know you were here. Sorry, guys. This is off the reins today. So he was basically just saying that this, after the first trial of this matter, that there was only a spirit of transparency, a spirit to fix and to basically correct the narrative and speak truth, guys, to power once the defense said, we got you. We've got you. So no one was going to do it. No one was going to do the right thing when no one was looking. It was only after they had been caught and that defense had them by the balls that they finally said, okay, so my report wasn't correct. Okay, so maybe I changed something. We shouldn't have to live in a world that unless you've caught someone, and especially our law enforcement guys, like, oh, okay, we caught you in it, and that's when you do the right thing. Come on. So then he goes on to say that they were misrepresenting to the grand jury that certain critical messages, again, guys, remember this is the Lopes case, that were in fact read by the defendant that, if not corrected, were to be used to establish the defendant's mental state and motive, misrepresenting GPS location data. Ding, ding, ding. Are our alarms going off? We've got a 5-alarm brainstorm happening right now, guys. Take fucking cover. So you telling me that the Mass State Police misrepresented GPS location data that, if not corrected, would have been used to suggest that the defendant's whereabouts as critical times immediately preceding the incident? Oh, I feel like I've heard that before. Notes ordered, produced by way of motion, that revealed that Tully's investigation reports submitted in the case did not include important details of the observations of the defendant's mental state by a critical witness at a critical time immediately preceding the incident. Are we blacked out yet? Okay, should I turn the camera off? Should we all take a collective fucking siesta? Sorry. Okay. Next page. Let me see what you're saying. What are we doing, guys? Yes, yes. Brittany, we are clutching them. Clutch them, babes. Oh, Kelly ducking Bukwaki. I love it. And setting up TV. Oh, hey, DJ. And we've got, yep, we need a pearls emoji. Oh my gosh, stop it. I'm working on it. I will get it for us immediately. Kate, you know it. And exactly, Kelly, what the duck? Ducking crazy around here. And then Standing Stones. Oh, thank you, Lovey. Okay, so here we go. Here it is. Jenny 33. Jenny, I got your number 33. So the pattern is bigger than we thought. This is what I'm saying, babes. Watch the web. Watch the web expand to a point where I am concerned that this is going to turn into, guys, like, okay, now, like, we should clutch our pearls, but we should also, if you believe, if you're Catholic, which you don't have to be, if you're anything, maybe say a prayer, because I'm highly concerned that this could turn into, like, Mass State Police are the Annie Dukins, okay? And there could be like 10,000 different cases or people that have been affected by this shit. How far the web of lies spreads and how far the corruption that we believed was small incidences, right? Like, you know, that there's not all bad apples and there's still not all bad apples. We're not saying that. We respect good cops by calling out bad ones. That is how we respect our good men and women in blue and in uniform in general. But this is sending us to an extraterrestrial universe, okay? We might have to check for a pulse after this. We may have passed away and need to be resuscitated. I'm right here and I will AED you. I love you guys. Okay. So, oh Lord. Okay, it's in my opinion that it would be ineffective assistance of counsel to not make the request in this motion and to ignore the revelations summarily described above, and to rely on what appears to be a failure of the DA's office to properly supervise its investigating agents and the failure for these agents to properly supervise themselves. Thank you. Somebody said the quiet part out loud. You motherfuckers. Sorry I said it. You mother duckers. That's where we're going tonight. I'm keeping it. I'm going to keep it. I'm going to duck it. So you mother duckers are going to say to us that not only can you not supervise your subordinates, but you can't supervise yourself. And you're trying to tell me, I'm gonna try to wrap my brain around the fact that you have said and you have attempted to investigate yourselves when you can't even play in the sandbox appropriately. Get out of here. You're ducking kidding me, right? So yeah, that's it. That's the quiet part, guys. Okay, so the DA's office was in charge, and the DA's office were in charge of and intricately involved in the investigation of Mr. Walsh, resulting in the indictment charging him with murder. Then, okay, we knew that he was interviewing the critical witnesses. This is about the Walsh case for the majority of the grand jury presentations, reviewed other investigator reports, forensic reports, presumably interviewed and prepared grand jury witnesses, reviewed and supervised. He put it in quotes. That's shade. Oh, Mr. Tipton, that's so shady. You just put supervised in quotes. I love good legalese. Are you shitting me? Write something beautiful. Quack, quack, right? You mother duckers. All right. So so here's what he was saying, that it determined that the leads were to follow and not follow and to target Mr. Walsh. In summary, shaped the scope of the investigation leading to that indictment. And that's it. That's what we've been saying, guys. That's what happened literally within the first 6 hours of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts versus Karen Reed. When Karen, on January 29th, 2022, gets out of Good Sam after dropping her damn basket. What she needed was a casserole. And what happened? She goes back to her parents' house, and she is called at 1:30 in the afternoon by Chippy Proctor. And good old Chocolate Chip says, "Hey, I'm coming up. I got to talk to you, boo." And she's like, "Okay, I'll tell you whatever you need me to talk to you about, because I am unwell. I was literally just deemed appropriate to leave the hospital after I've come upon the worst scene of my goddamn life." Right? I'm talking in the person of Karen. She goes to 34 Fairview. She finds Officer John O'Keefe, her boyfriend, a man she loves, in snow. She's trying to save his life. And she's like, oh my God, he is not with me. He is not here. If something happens to him, I'm checking out too. She gets sent to Good Sam. Hours later, she's released. And good old Chippy boy has talked to who, babes? You know her name. Jennifer McCabe. That's the only broad he had spoken to. He talked to Brian Albert for a minute, okay? And he talked to Jen. And with all of that information, he already had called Barrows and was on his way to Dighton to interview and then to seize Karen Reed's friggin' car. He was taking the Lexus. So you tell me, babes. And then he's texting his 9 friends from high school and talking all the shit that same night. Like, if people on the Commonwealth supporters do not understand the implications of the absolute duckery that was going on, like, I don't know what the hell to tell you. Like, I need you guys to wake the frig up. Okay. So, the Proctor debacle. Here it is, number 15. This is what sent us all on a spiral, and it ended up not being accurate. Pardon me, Diet Coke, Chick-fil-A, Diet Coke the best. So the Proctor debacle resulted in Proctor first being suspended and then terminated from the state police. Do you know something, Tippy, Mr. Tipton? Larry, when's it coming down the pike? Because I think that Larry is probably onto something. You jumped the gun, Larry. You should have friggin', maybe filed this at the end of October. Because I think that it would behoove, in my humble opinion, the Commonwealth and the Mass State Police to 100% cut their losses and have good old Micmac Proctor. We got to send his ass packing. Because if you don't cut your losses and at least fire, Terminator, see ya, bye-bye, okay? Bye-bye, Chippy. You got to go. Because if not, you're exposing the Mass State Police, you're exposing Norfolk DA state troopers to a world of hurt. And I think all of them know that. And I think that everybody knows that Michael Proctor has to be the sacrificial lamb. And I'm sorry, Lizzie. I know you come home every night with your kitten heel, working HR, and you bullshit, and you see him on the couch, okay? And I know he hasn't done anything. He didn't fucking vacuum. He's not doing laundry. I'm sorry, Lizzie. But, he made his bed. He's got to lay in it, So then it's now clear that the Commonwealth had determined It is now clear that the Commonwealth had also determined to not call Proctor as a witness. This decision speaks volumes about the impact Proctor's conduct has had on his investigation and lends substantial support for the production of the information sought in this motion. Agreed, Mr. Tipton. Just us. Duck and Proctor's got to go. Agreed, babes. Kelly, he didn't vacuum. He played video games. He had his feet up. He hasn't brushed the dog. He didn't take anybody on a walk. Like, come on. She walks in that house and she's like, God damn it, Chip. All right. So then we say that the media reported that the parties in the Reed case in the Commonwealth have been provided notice of its receipt of 3,074 pages of records specific to the investigation of the death of Officer John O'Keefe. Additionally, on September 6, 2024, the Commonwealth notified the parties of its receipt of digital data. Of digital data regarding Proctor, that it had initiated its own review of that data and that it's considering having someone purportedly independent. We know how we love anyone independent from the Commonwealth. They are 3 degrees from duck and bacon. Okay. What are we doing? Everybody is connected to everybody. David Meyer, babes. Think about our baby, Enrique Delgado Garcia, right? His parents were like, yeah, we're going to get an independent investigation. We find out it's David frickin' Meyer, who was connected to the Suffolk DA's office. Get the duck out of here. John Como. John, get off the screen. It's not about you. All right. So it is now okay. A suggestion that someone independent of the DA's office is qualified to review documents in this manner under these attendant circumstances ignores the SJC's reasoning, logic, and decision to change the framework. I love it. For statutorily privileged records, it is not an overstatement to simply state that the defense counsel, knowing all of these allegations, relevant facts, circumstances, and possible defenses and information not in the possession of the Commonwealth, based on the defense investigation, is in a better position to determine what is exculpatory evidence buried in the information required. And this is where I'm feeling tingly, guys. Spidey sense ignited. Okay, our little duck, our quack sense. I'm feeling quacky because that is so true. Think about it, babes. You're freaking for the DA or an independent investigator who gives a rat's rear, who it is on that side, to say, we'll go through everything and we'll provide you with it all. First of all, I don't trust you as far as I can throw you. And we know I'm not throwing Michael Morrissey at all. Okay, can't throw him. So here is the sum and substance, is that the defense being provided the information and them being able to go through it with a fine-tooth comb is the only way to move forward, because they're going to know what they're looking for. Princess and the Pea style. Put your hand. All right, let's get, who's got our compression hosiery on? All right, we're all in this together. So, okay, now we have a heightened concern. Hold on. Oh, wait, let me go here. I'm walking over. Oh, ask Bob. Morrissey for federal prison. Oh my. Could end up that way. Who am I? Oh, here it is. Brittany. Oh my Brady. We're clutching. We're clutching together, Britt. Oh, I know. Oh, Kelly, Duck, and Bukwaki. Shame that Bev will never grant these motions. Kelly, did you see Judge Canoni when she was interacting with Larry Tipton? I mean, for the love of good thing, all things good and holy. She likes Bradle, Tim Bradle. She, when I ever first saw those two interacting, I was like, what are we doing? I saw her with Marty Weinberg, and she was like this. This is Bev. She wanted to show him the compression hosiery. You know what I'm saying? I was like, what? She's an angel. Who is she? We don't know her because we'll never see her that way. But and the same thing when I saw her with Tipton. She's like a whole new Bev. It's like she's been down on the Cape knee deep in clams for 3 months, and she's just come back refreshed. She's alive, awake, alert, enthusiastic. Woo! Like she is so gingerly with these men, and she can't stand AJ. Can't stand him. And it doesn't matter how our best friend, David Yannetti, I'm still your intern, Mr. Yannetti, whatever you need me. Mr. Yannetti can get up there and try to, he's as charming as the day is long. The dimples, David's dimples. Sorry, Mrs. Yannetti, I'm sorry. But he can't make up. He can't charm his way through the hatred that she has for Alan Jackson, in my opinion. Oh, God. Oh, Trident. That's terrible. But it's, she's been a little flirty. Yes. Okay. So, all right. So then we go, this is perfect. And then I just wanted to see where he was saying, because this is very important. Guys, I need to get through this a little bit faster. We're at 55 minutes. and it's 41 pages. I can't keep you here all night. Lord. Okay. Where did she say that? Okay, here it is. The bias and resulting damage may be intentional. It appears to be, in many instances, in the Proctor matter, that in failing to include the relevant exculpatory information in final reports as described above, and in the DA's office presumably being unaware of Proctor's negligence, wink, wink, quack, quack, nudge, nudge, and bias when it was made aware of the same, sought to diminish and its impact on the prosecution in the Reed matter. Apparently, that has now changed over time, with Proctor being suspended and the Commonwealth belatedly determining they will not call him as a future witness. It is critical to consider the implicit bias and the resulting need for these requests in this case. Bias does not have to be intentional to result in damaged and a biased investigation. Larry, look at you. Larry, what are you doing? You're doing all these. That was perfect. I love number 23. Insanity. You just wrote it right there. It is critical, and it does not have to be intentional to result in damage and a biased investigation. There? Okay. The SJC has approved and recommended preliminary and final instruction on implicit bias. This court should not ignore the implication of implicit bias as it pertains to law enforcement decisions made in the investigation of Mr. Walsh and other cases. Jesus, Larry, keep looking out for the Commonwealth, not just your client. You're looking out for the greater good. Oh gosh, she's a thirsty bitch. All right. So, for example, the jurors are instructed in part to not rely on personal and unsupported assumptions you may have, and to do your best to resolve this case based upon the evidence and the law without sympathy, bias, or prejudice, to the best of your ability as human beings. While at the same admonishment should be applied to the DA's office and its agents, and apparently it does not in all occasions. There is literature to support the effects of implicit bias on professionals, such as police officers and prosecutors. In conclusion, the requested discovery should be ordered and produced based in the part or whole of the established fact of Proctor's conduct leading to his suspension, and now the Commonwealth's decision to not call him as a witness, and the other reasons stated in the defendant's motions, including but not limited to the association between the DA's office and Proctor and the state police, wherein state police officers are specifically assigned to provide the investigation services to that DA's office in the investigation of alleged crimes, the investigation of the DA's office and the Department of Justice and the Boston office of the U.S. Attorney, and emerging information regarding the flawed investigation into the death of Sandra Birchmore. That was incredible. That was good. All right. So now this is DOJ-ish, and we're talking about, this is the memorandum in support of discovery documents relating to the district attorney and law enforcement. And we say that in January of 2023, Trooper Michael Proctor was designated as the case officer in the missing person and investigation of Anna Walsh by Massachusetts State Police. Incredible. Then we find out that the Commonwealth has announced it will not call. We know all of that. Yep, do. It gets really repetitive, guys, so bear with me. I want to get to the exculpatory information. Is not repeated, and it's not to ensure that the DA's office, we don't care about that. The serious issues, okay, no, citing questions. The critics, okay, let's read this. But the critics question why outside investigators weren't brought into the case from the onset. This is in the Birchmore case, particularly after detectives determined Birchmore was pregnant and claiming Farwell was the father. Academic experts and local advocates argue that the prosecutors and the police officers have a tight professional relationships that can taint the integrity of their investigations. Well, that's a new taint team if I ever saw one. You friggin' think? You think that because of these tight relationships, these specific troopers that are assigned to the DA's office, like that there's not a rotation here, that you don't think that everybody and their brother is tainted into that if it is going to affect one, we shall not allow it. And that's what I think, in my opinion. The entire infrastructure is built so that the prosecutors are able to protect officers who are their star witnesses. Babes, we have to remember that these officers go in and they are the ones who close the case for prosecution. You get your troopers, technically trooper, like example, the lead detective is going to go up and tell you what he found. Generally speaking, a jury is going to listen to that damn officer and they're going to say, oh my gosh, yes, thank you. Thank you so much. I believe you because you're not ducking me around. And this comes from Nicole Gonzalez Van Cleve, a Brown University professor of sociology, and she knows all the jazz, right? So I want to tell you guys, I want to get into the one part where he talks about the exculpatory. Here it is, right? One concern is that the DA's office, the volume of material may choose. Okay. Did we do that? No, we didn't do that. Okay. The defendant's motion, this is a big deal. And when I read this, guys, I was like, OMG, we're on to something here. The defendant's motion requests certain categories of documents and information. One concern is that the DA's office, given the volume of materials, may choose to not review the contents of all documents under the mistaken belief the category of documents is not relevant or is ill-equipped to determine what is truly exculpatory in its context. But those beliefs would result in a violation of Mr. Walsh's rights and would be contrary to the law. In any event, at a minimum, the DA would still need to produce all of the documents in the requested categories to permit the counsel for Mr. Walsh to search for the exculpatory information. See Graham case law. And where it is saying here is that the district attorney's office, we should highlight this. Can I highlight this shit? Who am I? Where am I? I think this is it. Oh my God, can I do this? Oh, we're doing it. We're doing it together. We're learning. She's learning the desktop. So the district attorney's office must obtain all documents falling into these categories from the department in order to fulfill the duty of the district attorney's office investigation. Furthermore, the obligation here extends to additional or new exculpatory information that arises in the exercise of fulfilling its obligations. Then we want to say that where it's a vindicated process. No, I want them to say that it's not their job and that we need to, here it is. So the Hampton DA's neglect in adhering to the law with regard to disclosing exculpatory information, but the SJC's discussion is relevant law as it's applicable to Mr. Walsh's requests change nothing in the regard except one thing and clearly reinforce the critical need to ensure that the DA's obligations are honored. Then when we see that where the relative in the law, no choosing to do so, boop, boop, ba-doo. This motion is one effort to ensure this does not happen in the Norfolk County and the present circumstances and investigations underlying into this motion. Well, babes, this is what is our problem. Exculpatory evidence in this context is not evidence of innocence. Ding, ding, ding. We just won. We just won the Price is Right, babe. Remember this word. This is it. Okay. The Federal Constitution of Massachusetts Declaration of the Rights that require that the Commonwealth disclose to a defendant material exculpatory evidence in its possession or control. Now, exculpatory evidence in this context, we're saying it one more time, is not evidence of innocence. To be considered exculpatory in the context of production of discovery, as requested in Mr. Walsh's motion, the evidence need only tend to diminish a defendant's culpability. What? Can you imagine, guys? Think about all the shit in all the cases, but especially I go back. Now I know that this is about Brian Walsh's case, but I think about Karen. Guys, get ready here. Get ready. Let's wrap our brains around it. We know that it only needs exculpatory evidence is evidence need only tend to diminish a defendant's culpability. How much evidence is there that diminished Karen's culpability? That raised reasonable doubt? I don't know. Let's go with the friggin' taillight first. We're not going to go through it all because we don't want to be here. We don't want to do an 8-hour shift together. But what I'm just saying is it diminishes Karen's culpability, even if you logically say, how in the Christ did they go back for 18 days and find 45 pieces of taillight? That evidence, in my opinion, tends to diminish Karen's culpability. Because that doesn't happen. Like, this wasn't a script, right? This wasn't a movie. This was IRL. Something incredibly tragic, nefarious, and evil happened to Officer John O'Keefe on January 29, 2022, babes. But you know what? We're sure as shit that didn't happen? It wasn't Karen's vehicle that caused his mortal wounds to the back of his cranium. His 2.5-inch laceration wasn't Karen Reed. Wasn't Karen Reed's Lexus. And I'm just telling you, this friggin' filing has me all the way worked up. I'm telling you guys, I'm on about a 13 right now. This is jazzing me up. Like, we need to go to law school. Like, nursing, we love nursing, right? We love nursing. She's a legal nurse consultant. Stop it. But we might need to actually be lawyers, babes, because I think we could do this shit. I think we could be like, we could do some jazz and we could really make a difference and help the judicial system go back to what our founding fathers in like their theory of it, right? And of course, nothing is going to be perfect. We're never going to be able to have, exact utopia. It can't happen. It's just not possible. But we could fucking get better than where we could duck and get better. Sorry, pardon my French. We could get better than where we are and where we find ourselves today. And where every day that we turn around and we look at something and we say, what the hell is happening? I got an eye twitch. Why am I seeing something that is so inappropriate, right? Like, not just inappropriate, that's breaking our hearts, that is unjust, that is unfair, that has taken the lives of a young man whose only dream in his life was to serve and protect. For a college professor who loved her Boston police officer boyfriend. For a 23-year-old pregnant Sandra Birchmore, who was so looking forward to the future and to being a mother and to have a human that would love her back unconditionally. And it was all taken away from them. And instead of going through, in my opinion, what would have been to help those families find closure, to help find justice for the lives that have been lost, we are met by resistance, by those who are in power, who were supposed to serve and protect us. You know what we say to that? No more. USLJ says, so sad, all of it. I agree, babe. Kate says they presented an inverted video and Bev let them do it without a word. I'm still in shock about it. Kate, I get it. Like, we all have no idea. And how embarrassing for us massholes, like, how embarrassing that we are the oldest, we are the Commonwealth, we are the first, we're the friggin' Pilgrims. Like, and this is the representation? Get the heck out of town. Get the duck out of here. So, okay, then I thought that was a big one, guys. And then, we should have a little Nurse Kim finding her spot in a document that she never highlighted because she didn't know the desktop did that. Theme song. Okay. Okay, now we go into the matter of, this is how we go into Brady, babes. It says that, and Brady is our legal terms, that when we are talking about specific evidentiary findings, we go Brady. So it says that the obligation to disclose exculpatory material is an obligation, not a decision. I love it. I feel like that's talking dirty. And it says, and the DA's office must disclose exculpatory information. Then we know that it mandates a prosecutor cannot avoid seeking evidence favorable to a defendant, and in where disclosure is required, a failure to do so is akin to active concealment. You dirty birds, okay? You dirty birds. Stop actively. Okay, so read it again. A prosecutor cannot avoid seeking evidence favorable to a defendant, and in where disclosure is required, a failure to do so is akin to active concealment. I got a few people that I know who I believe were doing things that were akin to active concealment. Mr. Walsh should be in an ordinary course, should not have to press for disclosure of exculpatory information as he does in his motion. But the underlying concern here is given in the present situation. And under the rule of criminal procedure, oh, she lost it. Jesus, take the wheel. The DA, oh, she's doing a theme song. Okay. In fact, the DA's obligation is to encompass information that may not that may not be known to the prosecutor or housed within his or her files, so long as the information is related directly to the crimes at issue and is in possession of the prosecution team member. The obligation extends in some instances beyond the specific case under investigation and is applicable to any criminal case in which that officer prepared a report or may serve as a witness. Can I get a hallelujah? Hallelujah. Get it. Any criminal case in which that officer prepared a report or may serve as a witness. Oh, babes, we've opened it up. Pandora's box is open. We can't shut it. All right. And Kim, shut your mouth when you're on the damn YouTube. Okay. Like I got my mouth open, agape the entire time. Jesus. So, then we're going to keep going. She's going and going. We want to do ambiguity. Oh, no, we don't care about, well, no, we do care about it, but I'm just saying like I wanted to do the ones that are the most very telling landmines in this. Well-established due process. Yeah, that's a pretty big one. So then we've got here, right? It is the defendant's, no, shut up, Kim. Yeah, oh, yeah, okay. Well-established due process and rights of the accused protected by the Constitution of the United States and the Commonwealth to gain access to evidence shown to be relevant and likely to be significant or material to his defense to be used as that evidence to confront witnesses and to challenge the validity of the Commonwealth's case. Therefore, ergo, we're challenging Michael Proctor to a duel. Okay, not really, a figurative duel. Show me your reports. Okay, I'll show you mine if you show me yours with the reports. And if you don't do it, then you are not allowing Brian Walsh and his attorney the significant and relevant material to his defense. Do you get it? Okay. All right. I get it. I think I get it. I pretty much get it. All right. So then, yeah, we already know that. We already know that we don't want it to be ambiguous and we don't want it to be confusion. So what do we want? The defense to be able to comb through all of the information. Ooh, I love it. Ooh, I love it. The SJC is so good, guys. Like guys, we're going to law school. Let's like, put $1 a day away and try to get a scholarship. I don't know if they would even do that in these days, but okay. So, and importantly, the SJC has stated that the prosecutors must err on the side of caution when deciding whether to disclose. If there exists ambiguity in the information, the DA's office cannot shrink its disclosure obligations, but rather must disclose the exculpatory information involving any of the involving agents, and at the very least, any agents involved in the investigation of Mr. Walsh and the allegations. Boom, shakalaka. Wait, let's talk all the crap about Tully. Where is he now? Oh, no, we already knew this. I feel like some of these guys are like repetitive, and I apologize, but I still get like overtly jazzed up about it all. We knew that he's the case officer in the Walsh case with regard to acknowledging the possible effects of implicit Oh, this is a good one. Oh, I like this one. Okay. So, okay. In short, bias, we're going back to bias, right, guys? But like this goes a little bit more into depth because we know that well, shut up, read it, Kim. I'm going to do that. Sorry, guys. In short, bias of any form would impact the determination of what exculpatory is in thousands of pages of documents. With regard to the acknowledged and possible adverse effects of implicit bias, jurors are now instructed on implicit bias at the beginning at case and before they deliberate. Implicit bias in the investigation and prosecution of cases results in different assessments, opinions, and decisions about the scope of a DA's office to investigate and disclose, making it difficult and at times impossible to, if obligations, and difficult and at times impossible to, if obligations have in fact been honored, as was in the case law. So that's saying to us, you mofos are too close. You've always been too close. We expect one thing from jurors, but you're telling me that I don't need to expect it from a DA's office and the troopers who are investigating the investigation of the investigators. And you assholes can't even friggin' play in the same sandbox together without fighting others, but protecting oneself. Always. We don't trust it. We don't like it. Something smells funny. Okay. Then Proctor, what's more, I'm so sorry. What are we doing here? I'm sorry. Let me read you guys. No integrity. Absolutely, Trident. Listen, as soon as I'm done, as soon as I go through, you know how I'm a weirdo and I have to I'll put the screen away. And then you and we will look each other in the eyes and we will talk about what we must. Okay. So I'm sorry that I've been not good with the comments, guys. Okay. Stop it. That's my TikTok name. Oh, I love it. Ready? On your mark, get set. Brit gal, jazz hands. And yes, then here we go. We've got Kelly. This is incredible. And this is possibly my favorite handle of the night. Kelly ducking Bukwaki. And then we've got, yes, the second one, Phoebe Mack. That is, yes. Oh, you knew that. Okay, Chesna. That's it. Perfect. Okay, perfection. So what's more is Proctor was supervised by his supervisors, supervised by his superiors, when in turn simply turned a blind eye to his bias and his casual disregard for his obligation as a state police officer, demonstrating their own bias and lack of interest in supervising its agents. And the DOJ investigation and the Norfolk DA speaks volumes about what can be characterized as the DA's own bias. Hey, guys, your bias is showing. That's what I would say to Bev. You know what I'm saying? I would go, oh, your bias is showing, Bev. And this can be reinforced by emerging revelations of the possible lack of integrity and in the investigation of the Birchmore death. Neither the Proctor debacle, the questionable handling of the tragic death of Sandra Birchmore, nor the violation of defendants' rights in Graham case law would have come to light but for the efforts of defense counsel in those cases. And that's where we flip our shit, guys. That's where we lose our minds because, like I said, no one is doing this in the light of day. They're doing their dirty, dirty deeds behind closed doors, and they think that nobody's going to find out about it. Psst. Hey, oh, second one of the night. I just found something for you. Okay, cut it out. Okay, the Commonwealth moves the September 20. Yeah, we knew all of this. This is just them asking for the complete they're asking for all the things. The work cell phone, the 3,074 pages. And a complete of the documents. Yes, we're repetitive kings and queens. And we knew all of that. Oh, God, keep your day job. Sorry, guys. I forget that I am actually on the World Wide Web. And I'm loud. Okay, that's good. Certificate of service, that's good. Oh, is that it? Well, wait a minute. I missed something. Where's the Tully? I know that we could talk more about Tully. Oh, Lord. All right, I got to go back up. Sorry, guys. Oh, here it is. Is this it? Yep. Oh, sorry. Found it. I found the page. I should have highlighted this. I apologize. I found the page. Now, just in case I lose the page, 18. All right, go back there. So, boom, shock-a-lock. For example, Detective Lieutenant Tully was reportedly the supervisor of Proctor. In a recent case, it was demonstrated that Tully distorted and misrepresented facts. These misrepresentations were only revealed when brought to the attention of the trial in court after extensive pleadings. As a result of the defense filing various trial motions in an attempt to challenge Tully's omissions and distortions, the DA's office and Tully had to admit to his mistakes made in the reports and in sworn testimonies of the grand jury. The instances include, but are not limited to, the following. Now, this is, we had like a small one of this, but I think this like gives us the outline, guys, right? So it says that Tully, one, misrepresenting to the grand jury the certain critical messages that were in fact read by the defendant that, if not corrected, were to be used to establish the defendant's mental state and motive. Now, guys, when I read this page initially, I actually, literally, physically, and emotionally teleported to an entire different galaxy, okay? I was out of the Milky Way. I was like in a nebula somewhere, potentially a black hole. I was a guardian of the galaxy. And I was having like synapses in my brain make connections because this is so eerily similar. Let's be owls now. We were ducks and we're also owls. Who did the Mass State Police also try to use critical messages and text messages that they would have liked to distort to say that it was defendant's mental state and motive? You know her name. I know her name. It's our best friend from out of town, Karen Reed, right? Think about the text messages and the voice messages that were the entire basis for Adam Lally to increase her friggin' charges, guys, from manslaughter to murder 2. Her voicemails, which all of us, okay, any broad that's from Massachusetts, and I know that there are different strokes for different folks, and I understand that 110%. But when Karen is leaving John those messages, to me, I said, she's pissed. She's gonna get him to answer that phone. I was like, that's also, for me and Mr. Nurse Kim, that is not something that is like alarming to me, right? Like, yeah, she's like, yeah, I fucking hate you, John. Like, you know what I mean? I was like, okay, okay. Who hasn't been there? Okay. Who hasn't had a bad, toxic moment? Those of us, I cannot say that I am free of sin and that I have never had a horrible, freak out that I was like talking all the shit to Mr. Nurse Kim. Poor guy took it on took that at one too many, something or others, a Dr. McGillicuddy, or maybe there was a time that there was a beverage called a sex with an alligator. Don't ever try it. It was terrifying. It was all alcohol. I was just a young woman, but I think I was like 22 and I was, just yelling like a lunatic. So yeah, it happens. But that was their entire basis, babes, of them saying that she did it. And you can tell that she had premeditated and this was her covering. You were assigning motive and state of mind of Karen as to her guilt of a second-degree murder charge. Lunatics. Okay. Then number 2, misrepresenting GPS location data that, if not corrected, would have been used to suggest that the defendant's whereabouts at critical times immediately preceding the incident. Where have we seen misrepresenting of GPS location? Oh, it's Karen. Oh, that happened in another case we know. And you want to know why this is so wild to me, guys, specifically, is that Adam Lally got up in front of us, okay, on February 2nd, 2022, and he read Karen Reed's indictment. He just read however many minutes it was. I think it was 19 minutes long or 29 minutes long. And half of it was what was given as word of mouth, taken as fact, not hearsay, but fact from Jennifer McCabe. And interestingly enough, guys, that was where we got the 1245, because Jen was still texting Officer John O'Keefe up to 12:45 a.m., where she said she saw Officer John O'Keefe out in the parked, and then as soon as they left, that was the last time she texted. When trial number 1 started, Adam Lally got up in front of the jury and said that Officer John O'Keefe was struck by a vehicle right around 12:45 a.m. Well, babes, we know that not to be true, right? Because where was Karen at 12:36 a.m.? Babe, she was back home. She was at One Meadow. She was connected to the Wi-Fi. So Lally had to, do a little change of scene, right? And say at 12:31 a.m. or 12:32 a.m. after another text message from Jennifer McCabe, that's when he was actually fatally struck and injured by Karen Reed. You're misrepresenting her GPS data. You're misrepresenting Officer John O'Keefe's data and saying that basically he used his ducking iPhone as a shake weight, babes, because there was nothing on Fairview that was able to make him look like he had gone up and down 3 sets of stairs. But to Guarino, he says, no, that small hill, we shake weighted it. He was trying to get, fancy free. I don't know. Oh, where have we seen this? It's a playbook. That's the thing, is that we see the patterns are showing themselves to us, babes. And 3, notes ordered to produce by way of motion that revealed Tully's investigation reports submitted in the case did not include important details of the observation of the defendant's mental state by critical witnesses and critical times immediately preceding the incident. Well, babes, I got something for you. I got a little treat. Okay? We've got, she's got her hosiery on. So what I just listened to yesterday and actually was unwell afterwards was Kerry Roberts' call to Canton Police Department, where she speaks to Sean Good. And I said, oh, I knew about this call. I knew damn right well, because Kerry had called to Good Sam. She called local hospitals, and then she called over to Canton Police Department to see if anybody had been picked up because they were hit by a plow, and all of, and to check that Officer John O'Keefe was not struck by a vehicle or hit by a plow, right? That was her testimony. Well, that's not what the call said, guys. What the call said was Kerry calling Canton Police Department. She said, well, my friend's kind of freaking out. Her boyfriend's not home. And it's not like him not to come home. He didn't call his niece That's like what's freaking her out more. And, I'm sure, I just want to make sure, has anybody got picked up? Now, she's asking, has anyone gotten arrested? What the duck? She's asking if Officer John O'Keefe got arrested. She said 3 different times on that call that he's a Boston cop and he knows everyone. Oh, well then, babes, I lose my shit. Because Kerry Roberts says they were having a blizzard party. I'm sorry, what? They were having a blizzard party. And Sean Good, Sergeant Good says, I wasn't there. I was here. You weren't where, Mother Humper? Where weren't you? And why are you two having this casual conversation when allegedly Karen Reed had previously called Kerry Roberts and told her that Officer John O'Keefe, she called him the first time, allegedly, and said that he was killed. He was killed. But erase that. Okay, I'm deleting it. Men in Black you. She calls him the first time and she says, John's dead. Hangs up the phone. She calls back and says, John got hit by a plow. Kerry Roberts didn't say either of that in that phone call to Sean Good. And what the fuck what the duck are you talking about a blizzard party? Because you'll remember this, babes. Kerry didn't know, allegedly, which I'm not saying she did, but I'm just saying, nobody had known at that time. Karen allegedly didn't remember that they were back at 34 Fairview. She thought she left him at the waterfall, allegedly. So what blizzard party are you talking about unless you knew that there was an after party? And why would Sean Good say that he wasn't there? That is so weird. Go watch that, because I never heard it. Like everybody, I swear to God, I thought that I was like, oh my gosh, I knew that it existed. I just never heard it because I knew that Kerry Roberts, it was never brought up in her testimony. I've watched her testimony far too often, but somebody told me it was played in Sergeant Good's when he testified, and I don't recall it. So I've got to go back and look at his testimony. But that call will change everything. Misty and Nettie, if you are watching Nurse Kim, you're probably not, but hi, how you doing? And I'm available anytime you need me. Please refer to that video. I mean, not that video, that recording, because that changes Kerry Roberts' testimony. I don't care how you slice it. She said that she asked Good, had anyone been hit by a car? Had anybody been hit by a plow? And that Karen was hysterical. And they're just chatting it up, and they're chuckling at the end. It was very weird. It was not how I had always imagined that call went. Right? Brittany, right? Exactly. Yes, Susie Q Boston. Maybe she did. Well, okay, that's interesting, because she did say my husband was out with them earlier. Shit, can I play this? Hold on. Do we want to listen to that, guys? Because I can find it. Hold, please, if you want to listen to it. If you don't, we don't have to. But she did say that Kurt was out with him earlier and he had gone home. But Kerry also said on the stand that Karen wanted to go back to the waterfall, but then Jennifer McCabe said, "What are you talking about? I saw you at my sister's house." And that's why they decided to go to 34 Fairview. So Kurt didn't know. Like, he knew what was going on at CF McCarthy's, but he didn't know he left before they even went to the waterfall. Okay. Yes, please. Okay, babe. Let's do it. All right. So that is where we are at the end of that. Okay. So that was this filing by the Walsh attorney and Magic. Okay. Now, woman, who are you? What are you doing? I'm going to try to do this, guys. So help us God. Okay, we're gonna, I don't know if I should do that. Okay, I'm just going to, I can do this. I can do this. Bear with me, my babes. Share this tab. Oh my God, did I do it? What are you seeing? Not now. Okay, hold on. Oh my God, I did it, guys. I did it. All right, sorry. Okay. Where do I, how do I, oh no. How do I make this go down?
Can't believe Simon Good.
Hi, my name is Larry. I'm calling because my friend's boyfriend did not come home last night. They were at Waterfalls.
Can't believe Simon Good.
Hi, my name is Larry. I'm calling because my friend's boyfriend did not come home last night. They were at Waterfalls, and now she is calling me hysterical because she doesn't know where he is. You didn't pick anybody up by the name.
Sorry, guys.
Would be on foot. He probably got a ride and passed out at someone's house. I don't know, but
Yeah, but no, we didn't lock anybody up or anything. And where does he live?
he lives on Meadow, off of Pleasant.
He lives on Meadow off of Pleasant. Okay, and when is the wife home? You said his girlfriend?
It's his girlfriend, yeah. They were out having drinks, and then she left and expected him to come home at some point, and he never did.
Yep.
And so I said to her, you know, my husband had been out with him earlier in the night, but then he came home, and he has custody of his niece and nephew because their parents passed away.
Okay.
And so she's home with the niece and nephew, and they're old enough to be home. It's just she's nervous because he never even called the niece.
Yeah.
So she's like, I feel like something happened. And I said, okay. Well, so he called the area hospital. Nobody has him. I personally think someone probably picked him up and he passed out. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He didn't drive last night?
No.
No. Okay. Again, it's more, it would be driven by you. She would have to, call in or come to the station and talk to us. But I mean, as of right now, it's more, he just didn't come home last night. Is this common sometimes?
Exactly.
Happen with him?
No. That's why. Because he didn't tell his niece. That's kind of why she's more freaking out. So I figured I called the area hospitals. I said I would call Canton police just to make sure he didn't get picked up. But like I said, he's a Boston police officer. He knows a bunch of people. Anybody could have picked him up.
Yeah.
Freaking it off.
Okay.
Apparently they were having a blizzard party of some sort.
Yeah. No.
I don't know.
Unfortunately, I wasn't there. I was stuck here. But we didn't get any calls, anything like that. Nobody was arrested or anything like that.
Okay.
All righty.
All right. Well, thank you.
All right. No problem. Good luck.
Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Put me on Wisteria Lane. Mimi, thank you, my lovey, who brought me pearls to physically clutch. We know that call exists. All right, what did I do here? Oh. Okay, guys, did we hear that? Isn't that wild? Oh, okay. So I just had to close out that screen because I don't know what I'm doing. But isn't it like, okay, collect your thoughts. So what I'm trying to say is, isn't that not who is that? Please, Liv, who is it? Yes, Lovey. So my question here was that is not how I believed it went. Like I knew that the call had happened, but I had believed that it was not like that at all. And exactly what Kerry Roberts said on that stand about Karen saying that this was like that she was hysterical. She said that John was not with us any longer. And then that he was hit by a plow. None of that was said because I would have been like, my friend is out of her tree. And she is saying that her boyfriend is unalive and that he was hit by a plow. That's what I would have said. Have you seen anyone? Has there been any motor vehicle accidents, or has anybody been, like unalived? That would be my first question, right? And then to say a blizzard party? Who was at a blizzard party? And where did you get that information? Unless you knew that there was a late house party, right? I don't know, guys. Yes. Okay, here we go. Brit Gal says, I would have said her boyfriend is a Boston police officer. She did initially. She did say that he was a Boston police officer, but it was kind of wild, in my opinion. And this is it. Don't be hating. How did she know about the blizzard party? And how did he know he wasn't there? Where's there? Exactly. Don't be hating. Exactly. And I thought it was almost like awkward, like, no, okay, like, and I mean, don't go down a weird hole here, rabbit hole, Kim. But like for him to say, I wasn't there, you were where? How would you know where there was? I mean, I understand that you were at work, but that's so comfortable and so chummy of somebody to say, who she wasn't like, hi, it's Carrie Roberts. I live on, Clusterfuck Lane. I don't, she didn't say any of that. She just said, hi, it's Carrie. She didn't say Karen's name, but she did say John O'Keefe's name and said he was a Boston cop who knew everyone. She initially said that he was on foot. And then she said he could have been picked up by anybody. He knows everyone. That's weird. Oh, play it again. Oh, Jesus, Dixie Normus. What are you doing? What are you doing here, Dixie Normus? Okay. I'm going to frig this up. I'm not going to do it right. I'm going to try for you. Okay. Hold, please. Mary and Joseph. I'm going to black out. Here it is. It's going to be, oh God, Dixie Normus, you are something. Okay. Is this where it lives? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, I'm here still. Okay. I thought I was gone. Okay, here we go. I can do this. Okay, where's me? Profile. Okay, hold on, babes. Bear with me. I'm so sorry. And then this lives right here. Oh. Oh, wait, no. Don't do that. Okay, wait. Present. Oh God, she's battling. She's battling for her life. different than how I believed it was going to go. Kerry Roberts tells us on the stand, Karen Reed called her and said, John's dead, hung up the phone, called back. Second call says, John got hit by a plow. Why did Kerry not say she's out of her goddamn tits and she's saying that he got hit by a plow?
Oh, no, we got to.
And she said he was dead. It appears by them laughing and chuckling at the end that nobody knew what was actually going on.
Get a skeeter.
The only concern that Kerry Roberts had was that Officer John O'Keefe did not contact his niece because he never did that. But what I found even more interesting, babes, they were having a blizzard party of some sort. And Good said, unfortunately, I wasn't.
Sorry, guys.
Can't believe starting good.
Hi, my name is Carrie. I'm calling. They were at Waterfall, and now she is calling me hysterical because she doesn't know where he is. You didn't pick anybody up by the name of John O'Keefe, did you?
Can't believe starting good.
Hi, my name is Carrie. I'm calling because my friend's boyfriend did not come home last night. They were at Waterfall, and now she is calling me hysterical because she doesn't know where he is. You didn't pick anybody up by the name of John O'Keefe, did you?
John O'Keefe?
Yeah, he's a Boston cop, and he would be on foot, but
No.
I think he probably got a ride and passed out at someone's house. I don't know, but...
Yeah, but no, we didn't lock anybody up or anything like that. And where does he live?
He lives on Meadow, right off of Pleasant.
He lives on Meadow, off of Pleasant. Okay, and when is the wife home? You said his girlfriend?
It's his girlfriend, yeah. They were out having drinks, and then she left and expected him to come home at some point, and he never did.
Yep.
And so I said to her, you know, my husband had been out with him earlier in the night, but then he came home, and he has custody of his niece and nephew because their parents passed away.
Okay.
And so she's home with the niece and nephew, and they're old enough to be home. It's just she's nervous because he never even called the niece.
Yeah.
So she's like, I feel like something happened. And I said, okay. Well, so he called the area hospital. Nobody has him. I personally think someone probably picked him up and he passed out. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He didn't drive last night?
No.
No. Okay. Again, it's more. It would be driven by you. She would have to, call in, come to the station, and talk to us. But I mean, as of right now, it's more. He just didn't come home last night. Is this common sometimes?
Yeah.
Happen with him?
No. That's why. Since he didn't call his niece. That's kind of why she's more freaking out. So I figured I called the area hospital. I said I would call Canton police just to make sure he didn't get picked up. But like I said, he was a Boston police officer. He knows a bunch of people. Anybody could have picked him up.
Yeah.
Freaking it out.
Okay.
Apparently they were having a blizzard party of some sort.
Yeah. No.
I don't know.
Unfortunately, I wasn't there. I was stuck here. But we didn't get any calls, anything like that. Nobody was arrested or anything like that.
Okay.
All righty.
All right. Well, thank you.
All right. No problem. Good luck.
Okay.
See ya.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Put me on Wisteria Lane. Mimi, thank you, my lovey, who brought me pearls to physically.
Oh, Christ. Oh, all right, loveys. So listen. Okay. I'm going to answer some questions because you guys are incredible. You are the smartest. You are the prettiest of them all. And this was very, very good. Now, Dixie Normus, you asked, there is two calls to the police. I was confused. 2 calls to 911 police. So you're absolutely right. This is before they even go and are out looking for Officer John O'Keefe. This is before Carrie even leaves her home, and then she hauls ass, okay, over to Jennifer McCabe's house. And remember, Karen is standing outside, right? She like pulls into the driveway and she's like, Jen, right? And Carrie pulls up and she's right along the mailboxes, remember? And then she's like, okay, we'll all go back over. So she was so concerned about Officer John O'Keefe and Karen Reed being as hysterical as she was, guys, that she got into her own vehicle and trotted her ass over there. And I just want to tell you, this phone call in particular does not sound like somebody who is that concerned that gets their ass in a car and drives over in inclement weather. Did it sound that way to you? Maybe it did, maybe it didn't. I don't know. You tell me. But to me, loveys, it didn't sound like that. That's why I believed that phone call was going to sound so differently. Okay. Next, do we have anything else? Yahira says the fact that he didn't even take her info down is telling. Like, exactly, Lovey. You knew the name of him, of Officer John O'Keefe. You didn't know the girlfriend's name who was concerned. You knew that he lived on Meadows, not his actual address. And it sounded like he didn't come home. So this is between the hours of, so we know that Carrie, it's like right before 5, it's like 5:30-ish, right? Because we know that Karen gets to Jennifer McCabe's house at like 5:37 or something a.m. And we know that the first call was made to Carrie Roberts at 4:58 a.m. So she makes the first call, Karen. She calls her right back, makes the second call. And then we know that Carrie had called the hospitals before. So I'm thinking like 5:20 before, like right around 5:30. She calls and then she gets her ass in her car. And so you're telling me right after that, and after no further communication with Karen, you just get those 2 calls? You call the hospitals. You call Canton Police Department and talk to Good. And the way that she presented in that phone call does not equate in my brain of, holy shit, we need to go find him immediately, when she's saying that he probably got picked up by somebody and is hanging out. We know that she didn't call Jen because she didn't have Jen's number till after Karen had gone to the Section 12. They had never spoken to each other on the phone. The only time that Jen and Carrie had met each other is when Officer John O'Keefe took them to the Reebok outlet and they got shoes for taking care of Kaylee. Like, I'm blacked out. Okay. Heather M says, why didn't he ask where the Blizzard party was? Babe, see, this is why you guys are the smartest and prettiest, because this is wild in my brain, right? Because if you go back and you guys go watch Carrie Roberts' testimony, we are all going to teleport to another dimension. Because it is, I mean, like, you can feel the emotion. You can feel I believe that she really, like, truly cared for Officer John O'Keefe. All of the things were there. But her description of 4:58 a.m. till 5:30 when she gets to that house, gets to Jen's house, and then they bring Karen's vehicle back to Meadow, and they take Carrie's car, and they go and they trot over to 34 Fairview. In that short amount of time, holy shit. I was under the impression that everybody
was collectively out of their tits because of Karen. And I believe, and I'm not trying to be like fresh or anything, guys, but like I believe that Carrie Roberts said that I asked if there was any motor vehicle incidences or if anybody had been hit by a plow to the police. And she said I spoke to to Sean Good. But that is not in the conversation at all. I have questions. La says, or La, oh, I call my best friend La. I say, hi, La. And it might be LA. So LA or La said, who called Carrie in the first place? Was it Jen or was it Karen? It was Karen. Because Karen knew, she wanted to know if Kurt knew anything. Because Kurt was out at CF McCarthy's, and Karen, when she went there, she met Mike Camerano and Kurt there. So she thought automatically to give a little buzzerino over to Carrie Roberts because Kurt didn't answer. Oh, that Carrie. Jen K says, oh, that Carrie, she's a talker, just like that cousin Sandra. Friggin' Sandra, all right? That my cousin Sandra, we know how she can be. They're all a bunch of gabbers. And then she's like, bye-bye. Like, that was the most cordial call and like non-panicked call I have ever heard in my life. I don't know if like if my friend, or especially guys, right? She had a relationship with Officer John O'Keefe, not Karen. Like her and Karen weren't best friends. If somebody was like, hey, your friend didn't come home, and this is the person who my primary relationship is with, I think I would have a little bit more like oomph in my step. And we know, since she's such a goddamn talker, that you would have been thinking to yourself, she would have been spilling the beans, babes. So this also brings into question to me, is she not remembering correctly? Like that Karen didn't actually say that. Oh, Lord. I don't know. Oh, my gosh. Phoebe Mack. Oh, my gosh, y'all. Dolly Parton just donated $2 million to the Helene destruction. Wow. That is, I mean, hands out, like, oh, my gosh. Dolly Parton is, first of all, she is an angel that walks among us, okay? But the destruction that has gone on in North Carolina, South Carolina, and in Georgia is unbelievable. Guys, you know that I have a property. I have a home in South Carolina. I have family that live in South Carolina. And that, this is the biggest loss of life in our country since Katrina. And the lack of resources and the lack of, I feel response is astounding. It's staggering. And I am, like our thoughts and prayers can only go so far. And I know that the community and that people, all of us and us as humans are rallying to help one another. And I'm not trying to give like a hard time to anybody, but like our government guys, if unfortunately, there are real problems that, that they're not coming to help people that are stuck, and that there are not only elderly people, but there's been reports of like babies that have been been taken down rivers, and that they just did not know this was like a once in 1,000-year storm, and these people are stuck. There are roads that are completely gone, and that you are only able to get by helicopter, and that it's not being shown on the news, the local news. Like I know that it is on like the national stage, but this is devastation. Like
no one has ever seen before in these areas. So just God bless Dolly Parton, and she is an angel. And all of the Helene victims, you know, my heart is broken for you, and that doesn't do anything. So I will absolutely donate like what I can. My stupid frickin' like I'm having kind of issues, guys. You know, I got kicked out of the freaking TikTok program, and then YouTube is not allowing me to do super chats because I didn't confirm my identity. So I have money in the thing, but I can't get the money out because I was supposed to get a PIN number. So I have $0 from the YouTube, but I am going to, I will do this. Oh, and yes, it is horrific. And exactly, don't be hating. It's like Maui all over again. Like, where the frig is the news? Where the frig is our humans that should have been taken? Like our military humans should have been able to go and go there and be deployed there, but they're just waiting on orders from Fort Bragg. That was as of yesterday. They might have been deployed today, but I'm just saying, like, this shouldn't have been 7 days later. Shameful. Mary Malaki, hello, my love. Who is the officer that spoke with Kerry when she called, asking about any accidents? The person that I know, the only call that I believe she made to Canton Police Department was when she was the call that we just played, this one, and it was Sergeant Good that she spoke to. But there was no asking about accidents. There was just asking and telling that he didn't come home, and then said that they were having a blizzard party of some sort. Oh, different tone. Oh, Ryan F. Oh my God, Ryan F. I'm sorry. I love your doggy, and I feel as though he is the best boy or girl. She might be a lovely girl, but he gives me Charlie energy. Okay. The lawyer you know, Peter, is matching donations for relief fund. LMK care. Let me know a campaign. You know, also. Okay. Sure, I will. Lawyer, you know. Let me know, let you know. I will donate to Peter because I trust Peter and I love that. So that's great. I will absolutely find his campaign. If you can find it, Ryan, do you mind putting it in the chat if that's able, so that we can know that that's a good trusted resource and that he would be matching those donations? Oh, sorry. Hi, Ryan. Hi, Charlie. The lawyer you know, Peter, is matching NC hurricane relief funds. Let me know if you want the link. I would love the link. Thank you so much. Oh, my Lord. We ain't got no quit. It's up to $48,000. That's incredible, guys. All right. Well, I think that you all are the most incredible humans. And I can't believe that I just kept you online for 2 hours. Oh my gosh. Wait a minute. What am I doing? Did you? Oh, hold please. I want to say thank you. Oh, I have to say thank you because even though I can't get I can't get super chats, I can get members, and I still can't. Oh shit. Okay, but all right. I just gotta figure it out, Kim. I wanted to say thank you so much to Brittany, my Brit, who also has a wrench because she is a TikTok and queen. And Brittany, put in your TikTok so that everybody can follow you on TikTok if they would like to. And she's a lovey, and she is an informative queen. So Brittany became a little lovey, my member, and I love her. And Ask Bob became, Ask Bob, I love you. Thank you so much. I love your face. And so did Lauren Mraz, 1999, became a member. And then Mary Flynn, thank you so very much for your super sticker. It means a lot to me. And Brittany, love you. Don't stop it. And also to Nurse Deb. Nurse Deb? Hi, I'm Nurse Kim. Pleasure. I can't wait to see your face again. Thank you so much for the super sticker. And then Jerry Gimbel became a YouTube member. Hi, Jer. And then LTL. Oh, Brian, that was so kind of you. I really appreciate you. And I may need to call you because he told me that he would help me with what was happening with like the like he knows all the things about the YouTube. So he said that he would try to help me walk through like how to contact YouTube and figure out the stupid pin. They're like, I don't even know what I'm doing. So, you know, per usual, she's a technology nightmare. And then Brittany gifted a One Nurse Kim membership. Oh my gosh, stop it. Okay. And then Brittany also sent me, geez, Louisa May Alcott, you are too kind. Okay. And she sent me a super sticker as well. So you guys are the best. Again, I apologize for being a walking asshole and keeping you too late at nighttime. But for you to spend a Friday night with me, made my day. You know, I love your faces. You know that we're going to keep talking about all the shit together. We will continue to say the names of our cases that we follow at this current time, just because we're very focused until these are over. And then we're going to keep continuing to add, you know, until we've made a difference. But I feel like we're making a difference, guys. Every single one of you that listen to streams, that, you know, maybe post on any of your social media platforms that you feel comfortable with. When you talk about it in IRL, in real life, to maybe a coworker, or just educate people of what's going on. Our word of mouth and our movement is making a difference. You matter, and you are really doing it. You're doing all the work, guys. If you're going to standouts, if you are making a sign, if whatever our talent is, like that we're able to do, it means a lot to everybody. And I love your faces, and I appreciate every one of you, all 345 humans that are here with me right now. Like, oh, are you kidding me? Who is hanging out with Nurse Kim on a freaking Friday night? It's you guys and the Duckies, okay? And John Como, okay? He just comes and sometimes he tries to sit on my lap, and I say, John, stop it. I've got my compression hosiery on. And he can't help it. So anyway, with that being said, I just want to let you know that I will not go this long without doing a YouTube. I hadn't been on with you guys since freaking we talked shit last Tuesday. So we had a lot to go over. I'm going to try to see if we could maybe get Mr. Betterow on over the weekend. I don't know if he'll agree to me, but also after we went to dinner at the Capitol Grill, I believe we're friends, like IRL friends. I don't know. But if you're available, I'll be sure to FaceTime you. And I love your faces so much. Have the best weekend, and I will talk to you soon. Bye, guys.